Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday with Pastor Dan. Going back with some more of the Grinch. And, it's a funny time of year when we think about it. All of our families are getting together, having these big gatherings, these big moments where all these personalities and all these different beliefs and all these different opinions and ways of doing things, and you get the fights of, no, the better way to do it is this way, no, the better way to do it this way, this way, no, that's not how it should be done, or no, that's not how we, that's not what we believe, and that's not, and it's always fun when families come together. Anyhow, with that, hold that in mind. There's a scene in The Grinch when he is up at the top of Mount Crumpet, and he has all the toys that he has stolen, all of the Christmas, not just the toys, but everything. He's taken everything. It's so much so that it says there wasn't even a morsel for a mouse left. And he's all the way up at the top, and he is so sure of himself and what he's doing, and he's getting ready to push it off and send it for a ride and destroy the Who's Christmas. Because really, we talked about this. The Who's aren't at fault a little bit here when with their greed, and their losing sight of what the holiday and the time is all about, and their want and their have, and so, but he's up there, and then he suddenly cups his hand to his ear, and he hears the Who's singing, and in that moment, his heart grows, etc., etc. He's changed, and his mind has changed. It's almost too late. The Christmas almost goes over the edge, and he brings it, but he eventually changes and brings it back. But it makes me think, what Rawl here is talking about is, are we always so sure that we're right? I am as guilty of this as anyone else. I am so sure I'm right about this. That fact, this is the way to do it, this and that. We make assumptions, and we have blind spots, and we are right, and our minds can't be changed. And I think about the Grinch, and if he was just dug his heels in, and he was right no matter what, and there was no changing of his mind, the story ends with just it all being over, but the Who's being fine, but the Grinch doesn't get, he doesn't become the new person that he becomes, the good person, the less angry, hurtful, stealing Christmas green monster who, is as ugly as a prickly as a cactus or whatever it is a mean one. But in that changing, he changes his mind, he changes his opinion, he changes his outlook, based on the actions and beliefs of someone else. When the Who's realize that Christmas is what it's really, they're reminded when all the stuff's gone that, and then they sing no matter what, and they celebrate and they rejoice, that changes him, and it changes what he's so assured of. We dig our heels in, especially when we get around certain family members who believe or think something different than us. We dig our heels in, and we are right, or friends or gatherings. But what if we approached it like the Grinch on top of Mount Crumpet? Approached it like Jesus approached it, with open ears and open minds. We recognized our blind spots, and we opened ourselves up to new experience, to new thoughts, to new ways of doing things. We didn't dig our heels in. And I know that's really hard, because there are certain family members, there's certain acquaintances, there's certain family friends that cause us, there's certain people in this world that cause us just to dig our heels in extra hard, and I understand that. I know them. I have them. And sometimes I am one of them, I'm sure. But what if we took our assuredness out, and we were more open? Would our hearts grow that extra size beyond the normal? I mean, his heart was 2 sizes too small, and then it grew 3 sizes, so it grows 1 size beyond. And there's an openness, right? He hears in that openness. This time of year, the birth of Christ is an openness. It is a hospitable, welcoming openness in our hearts. It's our opportunity to open ourselves up, to change, to discover, to be new, to be made new in light of who Jesus is. And not to dig our heels in harder, not to stand firmer. I mean, maybe in the belief of who Jesus is, but not in all of our opinions and so, because then that just starts fights and anger, and that's not what it's about. This openness, this goodness, this is our opportunity to give love in different ways, and doing that often is by hearing and understanding and listening. And admitting when we're wrong. Big part of who we are as faithful believers is confession. And we confess because we can confess. The gift of confession, because we have Jesus who forgives, and we forgive one another. Towards the end of the Benedict Cumberbatch one, well, I think in all of them actually, the Grinch comes down and he says, "I was the one who took it." He confesses. He confesses his wrong, and he goes about his, and he's brought back in. He's welcomed back in. Confession is good for the soul. This time of year offers us a chance to be open, to confess, to hold on to hope in light of who we are in this birth of our Savior. May you all be blessed and open, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Twice this week, in fact, if you make it to Christmas Eve in service. So look forward to seeing you. Have a blessed week and a Merry Christmas.